piece, what do you think? What's going to be the future here? Because I see Russia retaliating, and they're going to call on their Russian attack. Their ability to show grace here is not going to happen now. How will this conflict escalate here? As now a lot of people are saying the Russians are going to, and we've been saying this, and we've been seeing the kind of movements and the kind of reports that the Russians are going to try to launch a major offensive in the Sumy region. How is all of this going to now kind of unfold here? That Sumy region that we're talking about is where the Ukrainians have been launching the majority of their drones into Moscow. How will this conflict now unfold? Will there be peace here? What do you think? Press number 1 if you think there will. Press number 2 if you think peace is just over. There's no chance here. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange. Pray for peace.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's fine. Thursday, this is my second video of the day. The first one that I made was over an hour of recording. It is, dare I say, the biggest John P. Peptide cones development of the entire year, and nobody is talking about it. So make sure you watch that when it comes out. But I did want to also discuss Hailey Bieber. She ain't having a good week. Okay, she ain't having a good week. I have discussed Hailey Bieber before on BJ Investigates and elsewhere. I mean, it's not lost on me that Lou Taylor had her talent in Justin Bieber, at least for a while. And then at some point, Justin was working with Buzz Mingen, and Buzz Mingen is the one that was medical director at Aura or whatever. I mean, there was, there's been some things. Then last night and yesterday on Wednesday, March 19th, Kanye West was tweeting up a storm, and I made a couple of videos about it. I ended up having 2 videos about it because he was just tweeting, and I thought he was done, or actually I knew he wasn't done, but I just had to cut the video somewhere, and then I ended up having to make a second video because he tweeted out Lou Taylor. Well, one thing that I did not know yet at the time that I was making either one of those videos, I don't even know that it happened yet, Kanye West had also tweeted a very viral and infamous and well-known picture from internet lore, and it's that viral YouTube video about celebrity yachting, and it's like yachting in quotes. I mean, the video got a lot of views, and dare I say, it was the video that really put what's going on with this yachting stuff out there into the consciousness. Really did make it viral, so that, even I can definitely say for myself, it definitely put things into perspective about what maybe is really going on in these yachts. I would highly suggest that y'all go and watch it. I think it's from Internet Audience. I don't exactly remember. But Kanye West,
it's funny, dude. I literally watched that video the day before Kanye posted it. It literally was on my timeline, and I watched it. The Hailey Bieber one. I can't believe that.
Text messages that were leaked or subpoenaed or whatever. The text messages between all of the PR people and all that, the ones that got leaked to the New York Times or released to the New York Times, whatever the case may be. Justin Baldoni evidently sent a link to a kind of like hit piece taking down Hailey Bieber. And Justin was like, this is the type of thing we would need. Y'all remember seeing that? It's not lost on me that Justin Baldoni put a link to a Hailey Bieber video or a picture to a hit piece against Hailey Bieber in the media PR discussions to the media PR people who were supposedly helping him in his social media combat plan. Now, he and his team have rejected being characterized as combat plan or whatever. I'm just using the words that have been used in the lawsuit. So that brings me to what I wanted to discuss today, and that is this. There are reports flying around, TMZ, exclusive, from yesterday. Hailey Bieber. Please, can we move on from this eyebrow trend? Seriously, oh my God, please. Your body, your choice, but my God. Hailey Bieber exploring legal options against online haters. Okay. And Bieber's fed up from the false narratives and rumors about her that are spreading online, and she's exploring ways to fight back. This is a TMZ exclusive.
People usually only get real mad when it's true, though.
Sources, whoever that is. Sources close to Hailey tell TMZ the latest disgusting narrative tries to paint Hailey as a bully and a stalker. She's considering taking legal action for the first time. Last week, there was a video making the rounds on TikTok alleging she liked a mean post about Selena Gomez's fiance, Benny Blanco. blanket, which I wouldn't blame her for liking a mean post about that man. Now, there's a 7-part series on YouTube claiming she stalked Justin Bieber and used her connections to get him to be her husband. Other sources,
it's true.
Haley is sick and tired of the hateful narratives which have dogged her for years.
Well, she probably shouldn't have done what she did. You gotta fucking pay the piper. Can't get mad at people for calling you out for things you did. If you don't want people to call you out for things you did, don't do them.
Are doctored and fabricated to make Haley look bad, and her biggest issue is the misinformation being taken at face value. Now, I will point out, when I made my video, I did say this is all information that's coming from online. I have no way to know if it's true. So if stuff is not
Okay.
if stuff is doctored, if stuff is fabricated.
See you in a minute. Oh, will you give me a liter of water?
And, maliciously in order to do that, then she should sue them.
Okay, yes.
And listen, that has nothing to do with how I feel about Haley Bieber.
I don't need it right now. I'm almost out though. I'll go grab one from the car when you get back.
The reason I brought up the Baldoni thing in the first place is because it is totally possible that they do have people out here running bad PR and bad narrative spins to make Haley Bieber look bad. Now, it's equally possible there's PR being run out here to make her look good. I mean, there's a lot of Haley Bieber stan accounts as well. So, I don't know. I mean, the lawsuit hasn't even been filed yet. It's a TMZ anonymous source exclusive, so take it with a grain of salt, take it away exactly what it is. TMZ said, we're told the narratives online are doctored and fabricated to make Haley look bad, and our biggest issue is the misinformation is being taken at face value. We are told Haley never wanted to give her haters any of her energy because she feels the narratives are ridiculous and far from the truth. But things are different now because she's a mom. Our sources say Haley recently reached out to Pitbull attorney Lisa Moore, who famously represented Cardi B in her defamation case against blogger Tasha K. Now, I do not know about the Cardi B versus Tasha K stuff, but I'm sure there's a lot of info online if you want to look it up. So the sources are telling TMZ and Hardy Levin and them that Haley did reach out to this lawyer, Lisa Moore, who has already represented Cardi B, a high-profile individual, in a defamation case. Now, interestingly, Cardi B, seemingly a Lou Taylor client, wondering where that recommendation is coming from, girl, I don't know. We're told Haley wants the lawyer to explore any legal action she may be able to take against the false statements and videos about her online. It worked for Cardi. This lawyer helped her win a
Yeah, but Cardi B, that girl literally did defame Cardi B. She said it as if it was fact. She didn't say allegedly.
I mean, I don't defame.
So
I always say if something's my opinion, and if I'm saying something as a fact, I'm usually going to say the fact as alleged by this person in this court document. I'm really trying to stick to court documents where I can. And if there are no court documents, then I try to stick to, exclusive and then say take with a grain of salt. So I certainly haven't defended anybody. I never said that Haley Bieber stalked the same person, so I know she ain't talking about me. They're talking about some type of 6 or 7 part series.
that 7-part series is so good.
Purports to lay out how Haley Bieber is alleged, according to this blogger, stalker and bully. Now, again, this is just interesting timing because this comes on the same exact day that Kanye West tweeted this picture of the thumbnail with Haley Bieber in it. And I don't know if this is the same person, the same blogger she's talking about. Listen, I know what it feels like to have people make false claims about you online. I don't really care how I feel about a person. The most paramount thing to me is the truth. Truly it is. So if something's not true and there's somebody out here saying it as if it is a fact, and not as if it is an opinion and not as if it is a theory, that's defamatory. And anybody, including Haley Bieber, should seek to rectify the record. All of us should want to know. We should, I believe, strive to work with you, okay? But it's just very interesting to me that she's talking about suing bloggers, all in the same time within the universe. This is happening with Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni. They're talking about astroturfing, social media combat plan. Justin Baldoni sent specifically an example of a video about Haley Bieber to his PR people, if we are to believe the text messages. I mean, I don't know how to verify them, but if we are to believe the text messages, Justin Baldoni saw a negative article, a negative video, whatever, about Haley Bieber by presumably a blogger, and said, I want this against Blake Lively. This is what we would need. Interesting things to say, the least. That's all I really have for this one. Make sure you're coming by the channel. I was gonna say, make sure you're still subscribed and make sure you turn your notifications on, y'all. But I mean, there's gonna be so many videos coming out today. I doubt you're going to be able to keep up even with the notifications. They're gonna stop sending. So just check in on the channel from time to time today, because I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. Baldoni, Diddy, some other things. And I think the biggest video of today is definitely gonna be that one that's like about an hour long. Having to do with Derek Lee Cardella Smith. There are affidavits from police officers, prosecutors, and alleged victims saying that they lied, saying they work for Diddy. So make sure that y'all come and check that one out. That's all I really had for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. And
Aw, thanks, Sunbee.
Exclusive article, girl. Love you, okay, bye. Wait, don't go anywhere. Stay
Thank you for
you should.
observing and making an opinion based on what you see for yourself. I fucking appreciate that more than you know.
Right over there. If it doesn't automatically redirect, there is a link that is posted in the chat. See you there right now. Love you, okay, bye.
I really appreciate that. Really, I do. That's all I ever ask from anyone, is that don't believe what you hear. Just observe for yourself and formulate your own opinion based on what you have seen for yourself. And don't just make an opinion off of a 30-second clip without context. Did you guys see the video I posted last night? Or the live stream that I did last night? If you haven't, you should go back and watch it. It's all videos of like when Elliot was like a year old. My ex-husband, for my birthday, he gave me a drive with a bunch of videos that were previously lost. Like, I thought they were gone forever. But he found them and he put them on a drive for me for my birthday. So that was really fucking sweet.
Hello everybody, how are you doing this fine Wednesday? I'm doing it quite well. Have a lot of videos to get to today and a lot to catch up on with y'all today, but this video right here that you're watching right now is about Tony Busby, and I'm going to attempt to answer the question what is going on with this wonderful idea. You know, when he first came out, it was kind of like he was this beacon of hope, justice, you know. I figured he had to have some tricks up his sleeve because just like the arena he operates in and stuff like that. But I really was hopeful. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and it just seems like he really has made quite a few errors of judgment. Now he's literally admitting it to a court. So let's look at the court documents, and I am going to look at a couple articles, but I want to start with the court documents. Okay, here is an order from the judge, which was filed 8 days ago, okay? Now, this is a case having to do with a John Doe. Busby is representing this John Doe. It's one of the cases in the Southern District of New York. And this John Doe is suing Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs and a bunch of other businesses, including individual Does 1 through 10. So the judge says, it has come to my attention, this is Judge Ronnie Abrams, it has come to the court's attention that Anthony Busby, who signed the complaint and served several other filings on behalf of plaintiff, has not been admitted to practice in the Southern District of New York. Moreover, although Mr. Busby was warned several weeks ago in a parallel case, okay, so the judge is saying Mr. Busby was warned several weeks ago in a parallel case that this conduct violated local civil rule 1.3. So I guess the court is finding it important that Busby was made aware that this conduct allegedly violated a certain local rule of civil procedure, but he failed to bring this issue to the court's attention. No later than March 18th, 2025, which was yesterday, Mr. Busby shall file a letter explaining why he failed to notify the court about this issue and proposing next steps to rectify it, okay? So Tony Busby didn't just come out and file this motion to withdraw from his case on his own for fun. It was based on this order from the judge in this John Doe case. Order was published in the middle docket by the judge, signed on March 11th. Today is March 19th. So March 11th, he gave Tony Busby 1 week to do 2 things. He had to write a letter, and in the letter, he had to explain 2 things. Why, first of all, he failed to bring this issue up to the court in the first place, that he had been alerted that he was in violation of a certain law in New York of practice admission. He had to be admitted to practice. And now Tony Busby does have a response. He has an answer we're going to give to it. So don't worry, I am going to be telling y'all what he has said is his side of the story, but this is where we're starting about a week ago. The judge ordered Busby to submit a letter to the court saying why he did not tell the court that he was warned in a related case about this admission to practice thing. And also in the letter, the judge wants to know what Tony Busby proposes they do to fix this issue. Underlying all of this is the fact that he also, in this case, also apparently did not seek to be admitted to the Southern District of New York. When an attorney files this many cases such as this, I actually don't remember off the top of my head if this is a situation where Tony Busby has to seek to be admitted. Yeah, I think he has to seek to be admitted to each and every case that he's practicing in under each and every judge. I don't recall specifically, but I do believe that is the case. According to Tony Busby, he is admitted to practice in the state of New York. Maybe that means he's permitted to practice in the state courts. And he is admitted in the Eastern District of New York, which is the sister district. He's going to get inside of it. But I just wanted to, again, start off. This is the 11th, about a week ago. And that is whenever the judge in this John Doe case said, hey, Tony Busby, what are you doing? I know you already know you're not supposed to be doing this, so I'm going to need a letter. And it was on the 17th, so 1 day early, Busby did file that letter. So I'm going to pull that up now, and it was filed in that same case as the next document, document 61. Okay, and it's just 2 pages long, and this is the letter that Tony Busby did write. It's a notice of motion to withdraw his appearance. Okay, so this was filed 2 days ago. Please take notice that pursuant to local civil rule 1.4b, Tony Busby, an attorney for plaintiff, moves to withdraw his appearance as an attorney of record until such time as he is admitted to practice in the district. The plaintiff, the John Doe, will continue to be represented by the remaining counsel of record from Curis Law. Okay, so here is the letter. Here's the letter that the judge demanded. It was dated as of 2 days ago. Dear Judge Abrams, I write in response to your order requesting further information on my admission status in the Southern District of New York. Look what he says. I made an error in judgment by failing to inform you that I was not admitted to the Southern District. This is pretty damning, y'all. It's pretty damning. I mean, I made an error in judgment by failing to inform you that I was not admitted to practice in this district. I now seek to remedy this error by withdrawing my representation of the plaintiff in this matter, pending the resolution of my admission to this court. So, judge asked for the remedy. How are you going to rectify? You know what I said? Well, Tony Busby is saying, by withdrawing my representation until pending the resolution of my admission to this court. As an attorney in good standing in the New York State Bar, the Texas State Bar, and your sister district, which is the Eastern District of New York, I believe I am eminently qualified and should not be precluded from representing the plaintiff in this action. So he's saying, I am qualified to represent the plaintiff. My qualifications are not that I'm admitted to practice here, but that I am admitted in the Eastern District of New York, and Texas, I'm also admitted, and the New York State bar, so I can practice in the state courts. I should not be precluded from representing the plaintiff in this action. So he's saying, I'm coming back, Your Honor. Don't forget about me because I'm coming back. Busby says, at this time, however, my admission status has become a distraction that has shifted the focus of this case away from where it should be. And where should it be, he says, is securing justice for the plaintiff. The plaintiff will continue to be represented by remaining counsel of record from the Curis law firm as Busby sorts these issues out. Okay, so again, y'all, it's not looking good for Busby. It's just not. I'm sorry. I know that y'all want to cheer for him and all that, but it's just like, it's not.
What if
didn't even get admitted to the court.
Jay-Z is innocent of what he's being accused of, this sex stuff? Maybe he's a terrible person, just like P. Diddy, but maybe they actually are innocent of that specific thing. And therefore, that's why, honestly, there's got to be a reason why Kanye is going crazy like this. And it's not just because Kanye's crazy and just does whatever.
Likes to act like he's got this whole, persona, and I think that's fine, that's cute. But like, he has represented plaintiffs against major corporations, huge lawsuits. I mean, his Instagram or whatever bio says that he has been awarded $10 billion in settlement. So this isn't just a little oopsie daisy, y'all. This is a big deal. Some people are going to criticize this.
Oh, come on.
A technicality. And not on the merits. It's just a technicality. It doesn't matter, it's just because he forgot to fill out some paperwork or whatever. And it's like, yeah, sure, it's not a substantive issue of the case. However, these technicalities, these paperworks, these things like this are in place for a reason.
What the hell?
They're in place for a reason, for due process. You can't have anybody jumping off the clown car and saying, oh, I'm filing a case in federal court on the behalf of somebody else, on the behalf of 50 people, on the behalf of whatever, 20, however many he has filed so far. And I just remember we all thought that it was going to be class action. No, I should say some of us thought, I thought he was going to be the one that was going to bring together the class action lawsuit. That's how many plaintiffs it looked like he was trying to do. And then one by one, he starts filing these, not as class actions. He never said he was going to do it as a class action. He always said it's not. But I just kind of still sort of have a suspicion. But like, some of these plaintiffs, just on the law of averages, in my estimation, in my opinion.
Bro, I'm starting to question everything, like for real. I'm really starting to think like maybe,
in my opinion,
just like Harvey Weinstein, that it's just an intentional movement to distract the public.
That Tony Busby has people sign before he represents them. I have reason to believe they give Tony Busby the exclusive right to bring forth claims against Sean Kennedy Combs on behalf of that plaintiff and those claims. I have reason to believe that, and that's an opinion. Okay? It's not opinion. It's not a true statement of fact. But even if that's not true, it calls into question whether any of the cases that Tony Busby has filed in the Southern District of New York on behalf of any of these plaintiffs is even legitimately filed. It calls it into question. It's going to end up having to be a decision up to the courts. I don't know the answer to it, but it does certainly call it into question. Now, let's pretend like these plaintiffs can go and find another lawyer and that they didn't sign a contract that precludes them from doing that. I don't know if they did or didn't. What's the realistic likelihood that 100% of these people are going to want to go through this whole thing all over again? Starting all over again with a new lawyer. What's the chances that 100% of them would? No. Probably law of averages, some of these claims are not legitimate. And I don't mean to say that the thing that they claim happened didn't happen. But there are certain other reasons why a claim might not be legitimate. Many reasons. I'm not going to get into it. Okay, I'm not saying I don't believe them. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Some stuff could happen, just like the Cassie CNN tape. Nobody is trying Sean Kennedy Combs for the evidence found in that case other than to rely on it as evidence to prove other crimes. The statute of limitations.
See? He's not, there's no evidence right now to back the fact that he did any of this sex stuff, except for the people, the victims, claiming it. The only evidence that they have is the video evidence of him physically abusing Cassie. And they're using that video as evidence to prove that he's a bad guy. And he's not being charged with beating the shit out of Cassie.
I do believe some of these claims
So like,
would survive and would never win. I actually also do believe
really wondering
some of these claims are
about
just
this.
false. For many reasons.
I'm really questioning everything right now.
Just want a payday.
I mean, I just don't believe the mainstream media would.
Clout or clicks. That is probably true for some.
I don't believe that the mainstream media would align like this if it were true.
That would apply to all of these people.
You know?
I assume, in my opinion, that some of these people have legitimate claims and they are not going to get justice, specifically because, in my opinion, Anthony Busby is who they chose to represent them. A lot of people have been speculating that Tony Busby might have kind of always been in a little bit more coordination, collaboration with Jay-Z and Alex Spiro and maybe Diddy's lawyers than he may want us to believe. I will not go so far as to speculate that myself right now, but because other people have brought that theory into my consciousness, it is difficult for me to completely discount it as a theory at this point. I'm thinking about the damage that would be done if like all of Tony Busby's cases in the Southern District were just dismissed. The damage it would do to people trying to get some type of justice. I mean, look, we already had the Jane Doe lawsuit get dismissed, voluntary dismissal. To hear Busby say it, this is the Jay-Z one, it's dismissed against him. It's dismissed completely, voluntarily withdrawn. Now, to hear Busby say it, it's because the Jane Doe was intimidated, harassed, stalked. And so were her family members. To hear the other side,
I mean, it should be illegal for Jay-Z to hire those investigators to harass the victim. That's true. And they were caught on tape harassing YouTubers.
in Tony Busby's PR credit.
Maybe I give it like 5 more minutes to dry.
So, like, and do you lose credibility in the case? No, not yet, because I don't know which side is
Let's
true.
give it just a few more minutes to dry.
Investigators involved.
Let me check out the laundry room.
That it was reported that the Jane Doe said, and what I heard the Jane Doe say in the leaked footage, the leaked call, it wasn't exactly the same. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt for what it is. Make your own opinion. What I do know for sure, and what I can say for sure, in my opinion, is that this was an egregious error on the behalf of Tony Busby, and it's something that is so fundamental that I do, as a trained lawyer, not practicing, not admitted to practice at the moment, not representing clients, and I'm not giving you legal advice, but as somebody who went through a lot of the same ropes as Tony Busby, all the tests you have to take, all the classes you have to take, specifically on procedural matters, like there's certain things that are just drilled into your head. You have to be admitted. You have to be admitted to practice before submitting substantive filings. It's kind of like one of those, everybody knows that. And so for these cases to be at such jeopardy on something that, in my opinion, seems so fundamental, it begs the question, in my opinion, how did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Was it intentional? If so, why? Was it unintentional? If so, how did nobody else catch it? No interns, no paralegals, no Good Samaritans. So there's 2 more documents that were filed. One of them came also yesterday. So the judge waits there so Busby be allowed to withdraw from the case. So he basically, I mean, to me it looks like Busby was never on the case.
As soon as I moved it.
So it's unclear to me procedurally where that puts you. Anyway, the judge signed an order and let him withdraw. But then something else confusing, again, speaking to what I was just saying. If he's not admitted to practice, he's not admitted to file in the court, which of these filings, which have been filed in any of these 2 dozen, whatever cases that Busby, which of these filings even count? Because look, there's a final filing, which was from today, and it looks similar to Busby's filing. So here's the co-counsel, or former co-counsel, Anthony Curis. No, it's Y'all, the man has filed it again after the judge already filed it and ordered it. I mean, does someone have his password? Is Tony Busby okay? He filed the exact same thing again today after the judge. I mean, does he just have too much on his plate? Does he need a conservatorship or jail? I mean, the reason that I probably, it seems like I'm being a little harsh on Tony Busby, and maybe I am. Maybe these are all just innocent mistakes, but it feels like he knows better, and it also feels like, in my opinion, Tony Busby, he's operating where the stakes are high and where the little mistakes can cost a lot, not only of money, but fallout, a lot of fallout. He said it to the judge, it was an error in judgment. I don't know, I'm very confused, I'm very torn, but really the reason that I am being probably a little harsh on Tony Busby is because it is my belief at the end of the day that at least some of these plaintiffs that he represents have valid and legitimate claims against whoever they made them against. Tony Busby's error in judgment calls into question whether these other cases are going to be, forget about even like discriminated against or somehow suffer fallout.
Yep, I'm just now getting ready to start. I'm gonna pour some kills and stuff.
He's telling the news.
Top coat back.
The Texas Chronicle and the rest.
Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna work with my boss for a little while. I love you. I'll see you later.